You know what they say, you learn something new every day, and today is no different. Today, I learned that in Virginia, there were certain tax exemptions that were being given to Confederate sympathizing groups. And that is no longer a thing in Virginia, but I did some further research on it, and it might actually be a lot more than just these groups, and it may be just more than the state of Virginia. Let's get into this article first, and then we are going to talk about it. So this is from The Hill. Spamberger signs bill ending tax breaks for Confederate groups. Like, when I first read that, I was like, we're giving tax breaks to Confederate groups? Okay. But yeah, let's give money to groups who are sympathetic to the people who once upon a time tried to secede from the nation, from the Union, and rebelled against us. And a very bloody war was fought because of that. Anyways, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger on Monday signed into law a bill eliminating tax exemptions for multiple organizations connected to the Confederacy. Democrats in the Virginia House and Senate passed HB 167, which vote totals 62 to 35 and 21 to 17, respectively, earlier this year. The bill specifically removes the Virginia division of the United Daughters of the Confederacy, UDC, and the Confederate Memorial Literacy Society, among other similar groups, from the list of organizations exempt from state property taxes. The UDC, a nonprofit, was founded in 1894 by women seeking to honor their family members and ancestors who served in the Confederate military or contributed to the Southern War effort, its website states. This is just so mind-boggling to me. I'm not saying these groups aren't allowed to exist, but to be funded by taxpayers through tax breaks, because I consider any tax cut or tax break a government expenditure. That isn't money you are no longer getting. I consider an expenditure, and I consider this something the taxpayers are paying for, and that is not okay. Like, did we forget what the Confederacy was? Like, what they stood for, what they did, the devastation that was brought because of the Confederacy. And we're going to sit here and give taxpayer dollars, provide tax breaks to groups that are commemorating the Confederacy. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn if your great-great-grandfather served in the Confederate Army. He was a rebel, he was a traitor. That sucks. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's see. The organization also seeks to preserve, protect, and mark Confederate monuments and collect and preserve the material for a truthful history of the 4-year Civil War. A truthful history. Wonder what that means. We're going to look at this group a little bit more closely here in a moment, but the UDC has divisions in Alabama, Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. itself. 2 cities in Virginia, Richmond and Danville, were capitals of the Confederacy during the war. The UDC is headquartered in Richmond. In 2025, the organization made more than $2.1 million in revenue, racked up more than $1.1 million in expenses, and possessed $15.8 million in assets, according to tax filings published by ProPublica. After the Virginia House passed the bill in February, UDC President General Julie Ann Hardaway called it viewpoint discrimination that blatantly targets Confederate-linked organizations. Yeah, Julie, you are correct. Confederate-linked groups are kind of the entire point. Like, no shit. Viewpoint discrimination. I'm sorry, but you can still have these groups. These groups can still exist, but that you shouldn't get tax breaks. You shouldn't be in any form of tax-exempt status. The Confederacy was a rebellion against the Union. If you're one of these American-loving Republicans or conservatives, or, just a patriot in general, you shouldn't in no way be supportive of the Confederacy. It always blows my mind when I see it's always conservatives that in their big pickup trucks flying on one side of the bed a U.S. flag and on the other side of the bed a Confederate flag. And I'm just like, something's not adding up here. Anyways, let's see. Passage of this bill will set a precedent to open the door for other valuable historical museums to lose tax-exempt status, and opens wide the door for legal action, Hardaway said in a press release. Is this simply a test case before moving on to bigger and better targets, including churches? Oh, don't even get me started on the tax exempt status of churches. You don't want to go there. You said it, not me. You brought it up, not me. But now we're on the topic. Anyways, to target any group who does not conform to the delegates' way of thinking is un-American. You're the leader of a Confederacy sympathizing group, and you want to call someone un-American? Anyways, like the say that they are just like historical museums is an absolute disservice. I wanted to wait to the end, but we'll go over what they have been primarily responsible for in the past. They have been historically focused on building Confederate monuments. They currently focus on maintaining grave sites. They promote the lost cause interpretation of the Civil War, emphasizing states' rights in valor museums and relics. And of course, they have awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to students from Confederate who had their great-great-grandfather was in the Confederate military, or their mom supported the Confederate cause doing this, their great-great-great grandmom, excuse me. Yeah, that is that's a gross way to kind of describe, like, oh, we're just a bunch of historical museums. We're just trying to, teach history. Okay. All right, buddy. Anyways, Virginia State Delegate Alex Askew, the sponsor of the bill, praised the governor for signing it. Governor Spanberger's signing of this bill is a proud moment and an important step forward for Virginia. Askew, who is black, said Monday in a statement, according to New York Times. All right, so if you jump over, this is their page. One thing that caught my eye here was the first thing that caught my eye here was the old honor your heritage. Yeah. I get a little squeamish when you have someone who is of a Southern background and Confederacy leaning when they say, we gotta honor our heritage. Like, okay. So the next thing I want to put focus on here is this so they are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So while they will be exempt from state taxes now under the new Virginia bill, they are still exempt from federal taxes, because I was curious. I started looking. I'm like, are there any other states or red states that are providing tax breaks? And oh boy, that opened up the door to see like, oh no, it seemed like it was only Virginia giving state specific tax exemptions, but on a federal level, since they are a 501c3. As you can see here, organizations described in Section 501c3 are commonly referred to as charitable organizations. Organizations described in Section 501c3, other than testing for public safety organizations, are eligible to receive tax-deductible contributions in accordance to Code Section 170. So, yeah, they are tax exempt at the federal level, and I was like, This is so preposterous. Now, before you say like, he hates free speech, he hates freedom of expression, and blah blah. Again, for the millionth time, this group is allowed to exist. Okay, you can have as many Confederate sympathizing groups as you want. That's the one of the few great things we have left of this country, is that you can identify with and affiliate with whoever you want in general, whether it's good or bad. That is a freedom we have, and I'm not trying to take that away from you, but that doesn't mean that specific freedom to support a rebel group and descendants of a rebel group, because they were descendants of people who rebelled against this freaking country, a tax exempt status. Because again, in my mind, I consider any kind of tax cuts, tax breaks, I consider that government expenditure, and government expenditure is taxpayer expenditure, and that's just not okay. I'm like, again, I'm not saying we need to erase Confederates from history, because unlike Republicans, I don't seek to bury certain ugly portions of our past. But we shouldn't be remembering the Confederates in memorial parks. Yeah, I looked it up. There's like one in, I think, Alabama, of course, through statues and monuments, or, of course, providing tax reliefs to affiliated organizations. Like, Yeah, like I'm just waiting for you don't understand the Confederacy. It was about states' rights. What? States' rights to what? States' right to own slaves? Like, come on now. But normally the people who support the Confederacy and still like look up to the Confederacy, the traitorous the rebels they were, normally these people are Republicans who are the same people who support and were okay with the January 6th insurrection. So it's all like, it's so weird because these are the people that scream like, you hate America. You hate America. It's like, you hate America. You supported an insurrection and you support the Confederacy. What are we talking about here? Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.